What's up, everybody, and welcome to a brand new episode of The Hot Mic here on the John Rocha channel. I am John Rocha, joined as always by the Snyder himself, the king of fashion, Jeff Sneider. How are you, bro?
Hello, Johnny boy!
Well, what a day today it is. Massive news to lead off the show. We're going to get into it, of course. Kathleen Kennedy stepping down from Lucasfilm. It is official. In case you've been living under a rock or you just watch our show, it just happened about an hour ago. It is official. Kathleen Kennedy gave an exit interview. Lewin Brennan and Dave Filoni will be taking over. So we're going to talk about all that and a bunch of other stuff going on in the world of entertainment as well. We're not going to waste time either. So stand in your Streamlabs and Superchat. It's pinned in the chats and description of the video. Do it now if you want to hear what we got to say about everything. Jeff, are you ready? Shall we jump in?
Oh, I'm ready.
All right, let's do it. Yes. As we said, this is official. Just happened about a little bit over an hour ago. After 14 years guiding Star Wars in the modern era, Kathleen Kennedy is stepping down as the president of Lucasfilm. Immediately, her departure from the company will be effective this week and has long been expected. And, you know, this is a fascinating situation on so many levels, Jeff, with, as you see there, Dave Filoni and Lin-Win Brennan, as we had already spoken about on previous episodes of The Hot Mic, will be taking over. They'll be splitting creative and business duties, just like they did, as you mentioned, with Pixar, with Pete Docter and Jim Morris, Walt Disney Animation with Jared Bush and Clark Spencer. But one of the big things, she gave an exit interview to Deadline, and she stated that this has been in progress for 2 years. They have been planning this out for 2 years. That 2 years ago, she went to the head of Lucasfilms there, went to Iger, whoever was in charge at the time 2 years ago, and said, we need to work on an exit strategy, a transition strategy. And so this has been in motion for 2 years. So, Jeff, you've been reporting on it for a number of times. So please, what are your thoughts on all of this? And what are your feelings that it's happening this quickly, January 15th in 2026?
All right. I think it's a day of mixed feelings. And that's
okay
for both us, I think, and
sure.
for people inside of Lucasfilm.
Okay.
What I mean by that is I think people are excited that Kathy is moving on.
Yes.
Maybe from Lucasfilm. I think there's a general air of excitement. But, as someone who's produced some of the greatest movies of all time and been involved with, so many more, I think it's exciting that she is now free of the shackles of Lucasfilm.
Right.
And go produce amazing movies. Like, I can't wait to see what she gets involved in. Yeah. I think similarly inside Lucasfilm, it is a sad day in that they're saying goodbye to their dear leader of the last 14 years, right?
Right.
Who has guided them through, all kinds of storms and stuck up for them and all that a good leader does. And also they feel free. They feel like it's the dawn of a new day and the slate is fairly bare and they can take the company in so many different directions and do all kinds of different things now. Under Dave and Lin-Win's leadership. Yeah.
And listen, we talked about this last week. Some of our listeners and some of the fans of ours were upset at how they accused us of caping or shilling for Kathleen Kennedy. But like, you can't look at this period of time when she was in charge of things and not call balls and strikes fairly when you look at what she was able to do during this time, bringing in almost $6 billion or making almost $6 billion, not profit, but making $6 billion for the movies overall. Force Awakens being one of the 7 movies to ever cross $2 billion. Yes, the sequel trilogy didn't pan out so well, but we got Andor, we got Rogue One, we had the first Force Awakens. Yeah, we got Mandalorian and Grogu, and she will continue to be the guiding force for the next Mandalorian and Grogu film and for Starfighter. The Kinberg situation is a little more up in the air, it seems, from what I was reading in the exit interview, and even the Dave Filoni Mandoverse movie says in there that in the breakdown that it's, quote, on the back burner, but who knows what that means. But here is Dave Filoni and Lin-Win Brenner coming in after Star Wars fans have essentially run out George Lucas from his own property. Don't do revisionist history. That's what happened. And then run out Kathleen Kennedy now after she's had a shot at this thing. And now you've got Dave Filoni and Lin-Win Brennan, even with 2 years of training and practice and getting them ready. It does not mean that they're going to step in and hit the ground running and knock it out of the park, Jeff.
No, just because it's a change of pace. Yeah, like, that could go either way. They could easily make some terrible Star Wars movies as well, and they certainly don't have the experience that Kathleen Kennedy does. So, like, you're going to lose something in the formula there, something in the alchemy. But again, just like Mike Tomlin stepping down, right? That's almost the equivalent.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah.
Like, it may just be time for some fresh blood.
Yeah.
Right. And I do think that they are going to ramp up production on things. Like I, said the last time we spoke about this, like they don't have the luxury of waiting 7 years on the feature side like Kathleen Kennedy did.
Right.
They are going to put in a lot of stuff into motion. And I think the movie that you can bet on right now is the Kinberg movie. That's going to happen.
The trilogy. You mean the trilogy? Yes.
Yeah, I believe that is intended just to start a new trilogy. Yes.
Okay. Yeah.
So that's going to happen. And the other thing that I think that you'll be surprised to hear me say, and I'm not saying that it's in that movie or not. I have no idea if she'll be in that movie or something else. But Daisy Ridley will be back as Rey.
Do you think but what about the Rey movie? Is that now much more in question? Or will she be back as maybe a connection through Starfighter, and then they're going to carry over with her into the new trilogy? Do you think the Rey movie is dead, or will the Rey movie be kind of like the launching pad for the new trilogy coming out of Starfighter?
That I don't know. That's a good question.
Okay.
I don't know the answer.
Okay.
You will see Daisy Ridley's Rey again.
Okay. Well, let's swing back to this situation here. What do you think when you read this exit? And she did an exit interview on Deadline with Mike Fleming Jr., just like she did when there was speculation about her stepping down with you, which you had kind of broken as well a few months ago. She gave this exit interview. This is coming on her terms at her time, and she's talking about these things. What do you think about the fact that she says that she has been kind of leading up to this for 2 years? Do you buy it? Do you believe it? Is this a little bit of retconning to make it seem like maybe no? Okay.
I've been saying for basically a year that she's been ready to step down. I think that she, had initially targeted last August, like I'd said, right?
Yes.
And I think that she'd been talking about it even before then, because I'd said that she had been taking meetings trying to line up financing.
Yeah.
Right? She wanted to start a company, potentially an AI company. I mean, she was just announced this week as the keynote speaker at a big AI thing. Yeah. Right. Like maybe she ends up with a job at that AI company, like she mentioned being exclusive, I think, to Lucasfilm or to Disney until the end of the year. I don't know what exactly is the situation there.
Yeah.
But very curious what her next move will be. I think that she wants to produce independently. Obviously, she wants to work with her husband while she still can.
Yeah.
Right. I think the sky's the limit for her. She is one of the greatest producers of all time. And maybe she gets a bad rap for her Star Wars stint, but I don't know what anybody was expecting. We'll see if the grass is greener with under Filoni's leadership.
I like the fact that she said, I want to go and do films that are much more of an eclectic approach to filmmaking. Right. And I think that's important. Star Wars can be very limiting, right? The fans can be quite judgmental, angry, decisive. Yes, there are a lot of great, fans, of course, of Star Wars. I know many great fans of Star Wars who don't engage in that toxic rhetoric so they can build up a YouTube channel. They legitimately have feelings and concerns about the situation, but they're fair, right? A majority of Star Wars fans, I think, are very fair when you look at this. It's the online minority of fans that are very loud that feel like the majority, that have been kind of calling for her head for quite some time. But now they've got what they wanted. They've got her out of the system, out of Lucasfilm. Yes, she's still going to produce Starfighter and Mandalorian and Grogu, but those are already kind of in motion to come out. So this is going to be curious how much of a grace period that Filoni and Lin-Brennan get, and if people are legitimately going to be patient, as you were saying, like Mike Tomlin being moved out. Are the Steelers fans going to be riding the new coach from day one, or are they going to give that coach time to build the team in his image? And are they going to give Filoni and Lin-Brennan time to build Star Wars in their image?
It's like Mike Tomlin Just because it's time for new blood doesn't necessarily mean he's the problem.
Right. And
it could be the same way here, right? Just because it is time for someone new, a new voice atop Lucasfilm, doesn't mean that it's going to get better. And that Kathleen Kennedy was the one who was like ruining everything. I don't believe in that narrative. I don't subscribe to that narrative. I thought it was interesting that she went through the different projects, right? And talked, like, I was personally surprised, and I, don't often get surprised when it comes to Star Wars, but I was surprised to hear that the Mangold movie was on the back burner. I knew that the Chalamet movie was going to be next, but I figured that Star Wars would be after that. And it sounds like, they basically said it's a bold swing, and it may be too bold, right? Like, this isn't the time right now to take those bold swings. It's time to get this fucking franchise back on track, right? That's what it's all about, timing.
Yeah. I mean, I can't help but tie this to what was just announced for Galaxy's Edge. And go with me on this just for a second, see what you think. But they just announced with Darth Vader coming back. They're going to play the music, the original music. That to me feels like they want to go back to what worked at the beginning. And a lot of fans have been clamoring for like Lucas, getting Lucas back, having Lucas be a part of it again, honoring the spirit of George Lucas. So do you think that this is their way of kind of maybe smoothing it over with the fan base, going back to what we know is best and focusing more on that original trilogy stuff and getting people distracted from the sequel trilogy, even though Rey is going to come back, as you said? Do you think they're kind of trying to find that happy medium between the old school?
That inclination, right, is to bring it back to that stuff, because that's the stuff that people know and love, and nostalgia sells, right? Like, I think there's something to be said about how infinite the Star Wars universe can be and how many different stories you can tell, but it's all about telling them at the right time. So I'm not surprised if things did swing back in that other direction, right? Which is why maybe we heard when the project was first announced that Simon Kinberg's movie was sort of quietly being referred to as episode 10, so I think episodes that they want to continue, because if episode 10's coming, there's this pressure maybe on the consumer to catch up with episodes 1 through 9.
Yeah, right. Good point. Yes, excellent point. Let me read you, and for the fans who maybe have not caught up with this exit interview, let's read this updates that she's offered on all the movies. She's asked about the Rian Johnson, James Mangold, Simon Kinberg, Taika, even though they misspelled Simon Kinberg there in Deadline. Taika Waititi, what are the projects at? She says, I've got to tread a bit carefully here. Jim Mangold and Beau Willimon wrote an incredible script, but it is definitely breaking the mold, and it's on hold, as Jeff was saying, the Mangold movie. Taika has turned in a script that I think is hilarious and great. It's just not my decision, especially when I've got a foot out the door. Donald Glover has turned in a script, and as you have read, Steve Soderbergh and Adam Driver turned in a script written by Scott Burns. It was great. Anything's a possibility if somebody's willing to take a risk. And she said, I've always liked it. And then when she's asked about the Rian Johnson, she's coming back to do his trilogy. She said once he made the Netflix deal and went off to start doing the Knives Out films, that has occupied a huge amount of his time. That's the other thing that happens here. After Sean and I started talking about Star Wars Stranger Things kicks in, he was completely consumed by that. That's what happened with Ryan. And then I do believe he got spooked by the online negativity. I think Ryan made one of the best Star Wars movies, a brilliant filmmaker, but that is the rough part when you come into this space. I have every filmmaker and actor says to me, what's going to happen? They're a little scared. So, this is an interesting place to Star Wars to be in right now. We hear her updating where all these projects are at. She didn't even say if the Donald Glover thing is a yes or a no, just that the script's been turned in. And then alludes to
the Donald Glover and Taika Waititi projects are still alive, whereas the Soderbergh and Mangold pieces are kind of on hold right now.
Right. So the Soderbergh thing is a possibility, is what you're saying, but it's on hold.
No, it doesn't sound like it's really a possibility.
Okay. All right. So what do you think now? What happens now? I guess because this is a titanic change. I don't know the universe well enough,
other than episode 10. You mean like what do they do?
Yeah, like I mean, this is like Filoni and Brennan are stepping in. There are Disney shows, there are animated shows, there are video games, there are books.
I think that what was the Patty Jenkins thing about? X-wing fight pilots.
Yeah. A Rogue Squadron. Yeah.
Right. I think that the Carlton Q show will involve X-wing pilots. It won't necessarily, I don't know if it's the same idea necessarily. I think it may be different, but I think it may feature X-wing pilots.
Yeah. So she says about producing, I'm open to producing any of what it is they need. So she was asked specifically about producing the Kinberg trilogy, and she is not saying, yes, I'm producing it. She said, I'm open to producing any of what it is that they need. So is that a change, Jeff? Because it had pretty much been out there that she was producing the Kinberg trilogy. Is this her way of saying, like, I'm actually just going to do these next 2 films and then I'm stepping out?
She may want to, I was under the impression that she would be producing that stuff, but she may not want to, right?
Yeah.
Maybe just like, I'll take an EP credit for having developed it or whatever, and then that's it.
Right.
I don't need to be there on set every day overseeing things. She may just want to break from this whole universe. We'll see. Like, it'll be interesting in the coming hours and days, like how her legacy is viewed, right? Like, I think she accomplished a fair amount while acknowledging that absolutely can't go 7 years without a movie, right?
Yeah.
6 years, 7 years, whatever the hell it proves to be, I forget. But that's a dereliction of duty in a way, even though I think that she probably saved Star Wars from making some really terrible mistakes.
Right. Well, she says that, Mangold worked with Favreau. Favreau was kind of a mentor, not Mangold, sorry. Filoni worked with Favreau and was being mentored by Favreau during the whole Mandalorian and Grogu process, right?
Yeah.
So my question comes to you on this one. Do you think some of the decisions they've made under her leadership might get turned around under Filoni and Lin-Manuel Brennan? We see Hollywood. We see Hollywood now moving towards a little more of the conservative side of things. Do you see the possibility that a Gina Carano comes back, or an approach to it that's a little bit different under Filoni and Lin-Manuel Brennan? Or do you think that whatever's been done there is done and we move on?
I think you're trolling me with this question.
I'm legitimately asking. I am legitimately.
Gina, that was your big concern.
Gina has said over and over again that Favreau was her biggest champion during the whole situation that happened.
I'm going to go out on a wild limb. Okay. I'm going to go out on a crazy limb and say Gina Carano is not coming back.
Okay. All right. I'm just throwing it out there. If the attitude is going to change, and I guess what I'm leading to is, in a larger way, the big complaint against some of the smaller minority with large megaphones of Star Wars fans who've complained about the wokeness of Star Wars. Do you think now they're going to start looking at trying to focus on being anti-woke and not as much diversity in Star Wars? Do you think under Filoni and Brennan,
I know what these fucking things are, right? Anti-woke.
Yes, you do. Stop acting stupid. You fucking know what woke and anti-woke is.
It's so ridiculous. This is anti-woke. Listen, they need to get back to casting some fucking white guys in movies. That's what Ryan Gosling starring in this next movie is all about.
That's what I asked you. Is that what you think it has to do?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, this is stupid. We don't want anti-woke. We just want fucking Star Wars. It's such
like why is
such a dumb comment?
Is Star Wars anti-woke because it has Harrison Ford and Mark Hamill, so that makes it anti-woke?
It's not that. It's that when Star Wars was first made, it was a predominantly white time where white actors were like the leads for everything. We are in a different time now. Grow up. We've all grown up. It's all different now.
You black people in this movie.
This idea.
You have to grow up and just be like, why can't we just have some white people in the movie?
I'm happy to have white people in the movie. I'm great, but I don't want white people being in the movies to get way more grace for their movies than people of color or women leading the movies, which is what's been happening. That's the frustrating part of it all. That's what I'm getting at. Do you think they'll make some sea change and some adjustment changes and how they go about their content? Do you think they will focus on bringing white guys to lead their movies now in Star Wars?
I don't think it has to do. I think it has less to do with race than gender.
Yes, I tell you what, 100%. I agree with you. I think it is absolutely. They want to focus. They might want to focus more on the male-led stuff.
Figure out how to make their version of Sinners If they could do like an all black Star Wars, like imagine if that's what Donald Glover is kind of writing.
That would be amazing.
Like that could make a ton of fucking money and be just as successful as Ryan Coogler's movie.
Right.
You know, Ryan Coogler, you know, I guess she even says like not a Star Wars guy.
No, but I mean, if you did a Black Panther in the Star Wars universe, that would be amazing.
Well, yes, that's what I'm getting at, of course. Yeah. Right? But I think that in general, they've really tried to like embrace the female audience. And I'm not saying you need to alienate that audience, but you do need to bring men back to Star Wars. And I think that, you know, that's kind of what having the Ryan Gosling movie is the beginning of. So I think that the pendulum was already swinging in that direction before.
So that's what I'm asking you. Do you think now,
you know, took over?
Do you think I don't think if you've seen anything on the new trilogy, you have context in Star Wars. Do you know if that's a white male-led trilogy? Or like you're saying, Rey's going to come back, but Rey's a white female.
We're talking about Simon Kinberg's new trilogy?
Yeah, Kinberg's trilogy, yeah.
You're trying to get the race of the character of Simon.
No, I'm asking you. See, you just said we need to get white guys back in charge. So I'm asking you through your context if you've heard that it is a white guy-led thing.
I've heard a thing about that.
I'm just asking a question.
Deputy page treatment that he has turned in. I wouldn't even dare to ask about it at this stage. It's far too early.
Of course,
what the race of the characters will be, but you know, it wouldn't shock me if it was a white guy.
Right. That's what I'm asking.
The guy in general.
Yeah. Well, that's what I'm asking. You know, and Brandon says, well, they should focus on quality. Duh. Every fucking studio focuses on quality. Duh. It's only the narratives that people have bought that they've just like, fuck, who cares about quality? Let's just put black people or people of color or gay people in it. Like that's not how any smart business person works. That's not. It's just not. It's a stupid.
They care about timing more than everything because
they care about stars.
These movies are heading into production without scripts.
Yeah.
That's bad. That doesn't seem we're focused on quality to me.
Yeah, I agree with that. 100%. I think we all want good fucking movies, right? But it doesn't mean that. But I would happily make this bargain with the anti-woke fuckers. It'd be like, hey, I am happy to open the door to having white male. I don't care, right? But then when people come in who are cast that are black or people of color or women or gay, don't say a fucking word. Don't say a fucking word. Let's meet in the middle. And let's wait till the product comes out, and then we can have a legitimate opinion about it because we've all fucking seen it.
Is the idea that I'm anti-woke because I don't
think you're anti-woke.
Or business perspective that Star Wars needs to get back to embracing the male audience?
I mean, you saying that they specifically need to embrace white males, that's a little shitty because I'm just like, don't we want to do, like people say, if they want quality doesn't mean automatically white males, you know?
that is definitely my professional analysis of what, you know, Star Wars would do. Right. And, you know, it's not specifically white males, but yeah. Like, what do you want me to say?
No, but I think there's room. I think
I think Michael B. Jordan. You're probably going to.
Yeah, if you get Michael B. Jordan, who's going to be upset that you get Michael B. Jordan to lead a Star Wars
film? Nobody. No, everybody's going to love that. Are you kidding me?
Right.
He's a huge star. You want to get Denzel to do Star Wars? He's a huge star.
Denzel to do Star Wars.
Only a couple of those guys. You're going to have Anthony Mackie in Star Wars? No.
The Sith, my man. My man, Darth Vader.
Yeah, I'm just like. It's not that black people don't belong in Star Wars. It's just it's tough to see a lot of black stars in Star Wars, and maybe Star Wars creates those black stars. But
I mean,
butts and seats, right? Miles Caton is a breakout star of Sinners, but no, you know, he didn't put butts and seats for there. That was Michael B. Jordan.
Yeah, but we haven't had any black-led films yet to prove if Star Wars can work on a black-led film type of scenario or platform, right? We've had shows, of course, like The Acolyte and what have you, but we haven't really had black-led film. And we did have Lando. And look, Billy D was a name, but Billy D didn't get global until Star Wars. You know, that's the big one.
Is John Boyega a movie star?
I don't know, but also because Boyega wasn't in that character wasn't written well. The whole 3 movies, it was a bit of a letdown. They sidelined him and put him into that Rose Tico affair because they were too scared to have interracial relationships with a white and black person. And then in the 3rd film, he's just kind of like, he's there. And so to me, that was a problem of the writing, not so much a problem of John Boyega.
Race in Star Wars is such a silly thing because we're talking about fucking aliens and like blue and green creatures.
Great. Tell the anti-wokers to stop crying about it on YouTube.
And anti-wokers. I'm
just telling you.
Back to the story. What is the story that we're telling? Because that's all I care about.
I agree. You know? But I can't judge the story until I see the fucking product. And until I see the product, I shouldn't be making an opinion.
That's okay, it's just like, if Star Wars needs to rebound.
Yeah.
Right. My advice is to cast a white guy. I'm sorry. Yeah, that's it.
My advice is okay. But my advice is to actually have a fucking plan, put it in motion. You've created fan bases across the spectrum of people, and make sure you're telling stories that appeal. Not every story should appeal to one section. Like you have there's multiple areas to tell stories. Make sure you honor that. Yeah. Yeah.
Ryan Gosling.
There you go. Ryan Gosling. There you go. Exactly. All right.
I'm like Joe Mazzulla. Illegal screen. Illegal screen.
All right, so we'll see what happens with that. Anything more you want to say on this? Are you surprised by the timing? I mean, you kind of predicted it would be in the early part of the year. I think you might have even said January a few months ago. So did any of this surprise you?
I said it last week. I said that the announcement could come as soon as next week.
Yeah, you did say that. That's right. You did say that. So it didn't surprise you?
No.
Okay. It's interesting that she does this.
Nice to have been included on the even break since all the trades got their things and Fleming got his exit interview. And I mean, it would have been nice, but it's all right. I didn't need it. Don't need it.
Yeah. Oh, Jen, I know. What was your wild take? What was the wild take, Sneider, on Kennedy? Do you have a wild take on Kennedy?
All right. I'm told this is probably not happening. Like this is like the chance of this is like as thin as a fucking Thin Mint, right?
Okay.
But do you know a major franchise right now? In fact, it's at Disney where Kennedy is supposedly under contract.
Okay.
Looking for a producer that doesn't have its producer anymore. Think hard.
I don't know.
It's atop the box office right now.
Avatar? Oh, man.
Oh!
I think that would be amazing. I tell you what, I'd be 100% on board with that. Kathleen Kennedy producing Avatar. Cameron takes a break, does other things. But I don't think she wants to go back into a franchise, Jeff. I just don't think that's where she wants, especially a franchise that's a bit damaged right now.
That's why it is such a small percentage. Okay, so
this I would buy more.
Avatar franchise lost John Landau.
Yes.
Pirates is Bruckheimer. You think he's
right? That's true. That's true.
You think he's bringing on Kathleen Kennedy? No.
That's true.
Yeah, I don't imagine them being very close for some reason. I don't know. But anyways, sadly, James Cameron lost John Landau. Right?
Yes.
That's the guy who produced the Avatar movies. So they are down a pretty major producer.
Yeah.
The problem is that you have two people who want control. Kathleen Kennedy's going to want, she's going to want to call the shots, basically. So I suspect she's going to be working with young filmmakers. I don't think she's going to sign up for the James Cameron tour of duty. I don't know if that's what she wants at this stage of her career. So while her and Avatar makes a lot of sense on paper, I think you're right. I don't know if she wants to jump right back into huge franchises, and also I don't know if it's necessarily a fit with Cameron at this point.
Well, because she mentions that she sees that Frank is doing a lot of documentaries. She mentions that in the exit interview, and she's like, I want to do an eclectic stable of movies. She wants to challenge herself.
She's into tech, though. She's into technology.
Yeah, the AI stuff. Yeah.
That's her big thing right now.
Right.
And what movie has the most technology?
And I wonder if that's right. AI, right. Avatar. Although James keeps saying it's not AI based, but like I think this is a fascinating thing. I wonder if this was an element as well, because she wants to dive into AI more. And she knows that at Disney and at Star Wars, she might have been hamstrung to be able to do that because of people's criticism. Even though Disney has donated recently a shit ton of money to that AI platform, like maybe she felt like she wanted a little more freedom to explore it without the judgment hanging over her of the fan base yet again on that side of things. So that might have been a small little part of it as well, because she's talking openly about AI in a way that rare creatives do. So I was really surprised how open she was about it.
Yeah, I mean, listen, this, like I said, the sky's the limit for her. She can do pretty much anything with anyone, right?
Yeah.
Unless people already have a producer. Like, I mean, Nolan typically works with Chuck Roven. I could see him working with Kathleen Kennedy, but obviously his wife is his producing partner, Emma Thomas.
Yeah.
But Steven, I wouldn't be surprised if Kathleen worked with Steven again in the near future.
Right. I think so too. There's a comment here. Will studios even want KK after how she ran Star Wars? Well, let's make it clear. She's an executive. She was an executive for Star Wars, and she says in the exit interview, it's not what she really wanted to do, but she did it because George Lucas asked her to do it, and Lucas trusted only her to guide her franchise. Now, Lucas also became a backseat driver at times in some of his comments about where Star Wars was going, so that's not necessarily the best thing. But now she's leaving it. She's going to be an executive producer. She's not going to be an executive. So
people are hugely ignorant of everything that Kathleen Kennedy did for Star Wars. All this Star Wars theme park shit, all that happened to her watch, right?
Yes. The books, the video games, all that stuff happened. Comic books.
And she insulated ILM. You know how many fucking VFX companies are going under? You guys paying attention out there to what's happening in the world of VFX?
Yeah.
Like, you have no idea, what she has done to spare that company, from the axe. So I think the studios have plenty of respect for Kathleen Kennedy, and fans are just foolish. It's not like, look what she did to The Last Jedi. There's a lot of people who made flops who were still given the keys to the kingdom.
Yeah, and like half, and look, you may not like Last Jedi, but Last Jedi is beloved by a lot of the fan base. So it is a situation there. And I get it. Some of you want to just go, but the Acolyte, man. I get it. You want to cry about that, fine. Feel free. But you can't, we're asking you to call balls and strikes. Be fair when you look at her contributions to Star Wars. We would not be talking about Star Wars right now if it wasn't for Kathleen Kennedy. Okay. Star Wars was fucking dead. I don't care how many you want to live in retcon world. I was an adult. You were a child. I know what happened. I saw what happened. After those prequel trilogy came out, that fucking brand was dead. Fans were coming after it. They were killing it. That's why George Lucas sold it. He was getting rode like a fucking $5 whore at the whorehouse. Like, he was getting so destroyed by some of the fan base, and he sold it because he didn't want to deal with the toxicity of the fan base anymore. He handed it off. Okay. It isn't because he didn't have stories to tell. That Underworld series on ABC, they had written what, 67 scripts? Like, they were ready. He was ready to tell more stories. He just didn't want to deal with the drama anymore, man. So to me, I'm looking at the situation like, let's see what happens. But you got to give Kathleen credit for the fact that we're talking about Star Wars. We're talking about TV series. We're talking about animated series. We're talking about books, comic books, and movies because of her, and I hate people who are like, well, we're only going to give her credit for the failures. She wasn't a part of Mandalorian. She wasn't a part of Rogue One. She wasn't a part of Andor. It's like all the successes, she apparently was asleep at the wheel.
Look, all of those,
But all the failures, she was the lead driver. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I think she deserves a lot of credit. And but at the same time, excited to see what the next chapter of Lucasfilm brings.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. All right, we have 700 of you joining us right now, but only 10 super chats. Come on, people. Send me your love. Send me your questions, thoughts, and comments. I get it. Jeff and I are very engaging. You love us going back and forth. You're enraptured by our banter.
Do I need to show a nipple?
Maybe you might have to show nipple. Free nipple. But we'd love to hear what you all think about this. Send in your Streamlabs and Super Chats. It's pinned in the chats and description of the video. Let us know what you think about this situation now as it's going towards Kathleen Kennedy has stepped down. Dave Filoni, Lin-Manuel Brennan are in. What do you expect to see here now? What do you want to see now? Do you trust Filoni? Even with a 2-year apprenticeship program, does he have what it takes to lead a massive franchise like this? And all the expectations around us? Let us know down in the comment section below as well. All right, let's move on to something else, Jeff. Let's move on to something that's near and dear to your heart. That's award shows. Let's move on to the Golden Globes and ask some questions here. The Golden Globes happened over the weekend. A good ceremony overall, though the viewership was a little bit down. But we got quite some interesting conversations that came out of the winners of this. Jessie Buckley possibly now having competition from Rose Byrne, Chalamet, maybe a little competition from Wagner Moura, possibly, or was this an international body voting for an international actor? Remember that Lily Gladstone was giving Emma Stone a run for her money coming out of the Golden Globes. And then when you look at the supporting actor situation, as you see on the screen there, Teyana Taylor kind of surprised a lot of people and won. Stellan Skarsgård won for the male best supporting actor. So are they now back in the mix for possible Oscars? And then is Hamnet the only film right now that can challenge the supremacy of one battle after another? So I know you diss award shows, but is there something here in how this went down to give us some possibilities for some Oscar races heading into that in March?
I mean, you guys tell me, if you were an Academy voter, would you all of a sudden be swayed by what 77 international journalists you've never met or heard of voted for at the Globes? Like, I just can't imagine being an Academy voter whose opinion is so easily swayed. Otherwise, there's no overlap between the two voting bodies, and so I don't think the Globes have any impact whatsoever. Do you really think someone like that they're voting for the speeches? I think that, you know, they can impact things, but at the end of the day, you're voting for who you're voting for.
Just to clarify, there's a few hundred people who vote for the Golden Globes. It isn't just 77 people. And then there's over 10,000 that vote for the Oscars. So I hear you. Can the ones who win, will people take a second look? Maybe, but maybe not enough to impact the races, right? Maybe it's a little closer incrementally, but I think it's pretty much a shoo-in that One Battle wins Best Picture, Chalamet wins Best Actor, and Buckley wins Best Actress. But I do think there are questions on the supporting side of things, more so than maybe in past few years. So do you think that's possibly a little more of a question?
I think there are questions all over. I mean,
really? Okay.
As much as, One Battle, I mean, maybe this is just me trying to make it into a horse race and leave. But yeah, like, I don't know if One Battle is a shoo-in. You think it's Hamnet is the main competition. I think it's Sinners.
Oh, okay. All right.
I would posit that is the real race.
But Sinners has not won.
Who cares?
Has it won in any of these competitions, though, as Best
Who cares? Picture? What competitions are you referring to? Competitions featuring the same pool of critics? The Critics' Choice, the BFCAs, the this, the that. It's all critics.
Well, of course it's all critics. Yeah. But the SAG Awards, right? What happened with the SAG Awards?
Nominees.
The Actor Awards, rather.
Right?
Yeah.
The DGA, like those have nominees. Yeah. But we don't know who's winning yet. I don't know. I just wouldn't count out Sinners at this point. I don't think anything is really a shoo-in except for maybe PTA as Best Director. That feels like a done deal at this point.
Okay.
Well, Buckley should be very confident as well.
I think that's a done deal. The Chalamet thing, though, I think this is a fascinating thing. I did not know this, and I've been an avid Oscars watcher since the 80s, really the late 70s. But like, I did not know that someone who's in their 30s has never won, or a young person has never won a relatively young person never won Best Actor. That is surprising to me. Like, I don't give a fuck about your age if you deliver a great performance. Huh?
At the Oscars?
Yeah.
I mean, Adrian Brody.
He was 75 when he won.
What?
Hold on. Go ahead. Keep going.
Adrian Brody? Adrian Brody was like 29.
Well, people have been saying he's too young to win Best Actor. Like that's the big narrative.
And he is young. It's rare. It really has to. You have to give like a devastating performance the way that Adrian Brody did in The Pianist to win.
You say that way on purpose, don't you?
But again, it's all about your competition. So I do think that Timmy could win, but I don't think he's necessarily a lock, especially with Wagner's win getting more at this stage. Again, phase 1, it's all about getting eyeballs. So a Golden Globe win is going to make the people who haven't seen Secret Agent go, "Oh shit, I guess I should really see that." And that's what it's all about. That's the value of the Golden Globes. It doesn't make somebody suddenly vote for Wagner Mora, but it makes them check it out if they haven't seen it.
Here are the young Best Actor winners. As you said, Adrian Brody was 29 when he won for The Pianist. Dreyfuss was 30 when he won for The Goodbye Girl. Brando was 30 when he won for On the Waterfront. Nicolas Cage was 32.
Timmy's what? 30?
What's that? Yeah, Chalamet's 30.
Yeah.
Daniel Day-Lewis was 32 for My Left Foot. Eddie Redmayne was 33, which was a criminal, him winning. Clark Gable back in 1935, and Charles Lawton was 34. They were both 34 back in 1934. So it's a rarity. Huh?
Timmy and I are peers.
How the fuck are Timmy and you and our peers? Exactly how?
Very close in age.
Yeah. If you're measuring by tree rings, yes, you guys are close in age. But if you're measuring by actual, I'm just saying, a lot of people have been saying that he's too young to it, and I don't know where that narrative started from. And so, looking at the examples,
they give it to women when they're young, especially because they know women, tend to come and go a little bit more in this industry. It's tougher for a woman, I think, to have a long career. So they tend to get rewarded earlier than men. They make the men wait, like they made Leo wait. And I thought that they would make Timmy wait, but I don't know. To me, watching The Secret Agent, as good as Wagner was, it felt like a nomination would be the reward there. It didn't feel like he commanded the screen in the way that Timmy did. And just the way that movie rests on his shoulders in one battle is more of an ensemble thing.
But why are people giving Michael B. Jordan more love for playing two characters who were distinctly different in the movie and damn good performance? What do you think it is that Wagner?
The actor, you want to give him an Oscar for Sinners for that? I just, no. That doesn't sit well with me.
Why? Because of the vampire thing?
I just didn't, it was good. It was like a regular good commercial movie performance, but like something special, so like an all-timer. Oh, his performance is smoke and sack. This is like all-time great performances.
This isn't Nutty Professor. To play two different characters like he did, I think we're fucking amazing. You know what I'm saying?
He was good. I don't know what you want me to say.
Well, people are crowing about DiCaprio, and I thought he was good in One Battle After Another, but he's not even.
Was better here in Sinners or Creed or Fruitvale Station. Rank the three.
Okay. And I'm ranking this as an actor. All right. So, because I think too many critics are not actors and don't know what the fuck they're talking about. I would definitely put Sinners, Fruitvale Station, Creed. That's the order. And I'll tell you why. Because in Fruitvale Station, he's still young. And I can see the young actor in there. I can see the instincts of the younger actor. The confidence he brings to Smoke and Stack in Sinners, that is an actor who has come into his power, who's understanding the craft, who understands how to bring the nuance, understands the micro emotions, the little moments that bring authenticity to two separate characters to make them distinctly different. That is an incredible task. All right. And so when you look at Fruitvale, yes, he's good in Fruitvale, but he's still young. It's like DiCaprio in The Aviator. He's getting there. He's not there. He's getting there. Tom Cruise in Born on the 4th of July is not Tom Cruise in Magnolia. Actors grow, they mature, they change, they come into their power. That's when you start awarding them. So I think he does deserve to be nominated and possibly challenge Chalamet for his work.
Nominated. Absolutely, he deserves to be nominated, but he doesn't deserve to win. I don't think it's a winning performance. What you're doing is you're adding. To me, he's great in Fruitvale Station. He's great.
What am I adding?
you're adding. He did 2 performances. They're 2 good performances. You can't 2 + 2 = 4 to you, and it's
I'm
better.
not adding. I'm telling you, he distinctly created 2 completely different characters, which is incredibly difficult thing to do as an actor.
Yeah, it is very, and I give him credit. But you know what? Neither one was Oscar Grant, and neither one was Adonis Creed.
Okay. I mean, all right.
Was I right that it was Oscar Grant? I dug deep for that one.
Just say this road on. You're fine. You're fine.
It wasn't.
But but I think if anyone had delivered just as flashy of a performance as Timmy had, I think he might be in trouble. But I don't think anyone really has. I don't think DiCaprio is higher than Michael B. And I don't think, I think Michael B. in my mind is the biggest contender. But I know it's Wagner or DiCaprio who people think about.
Wagner this year, and with Ethan Hawke even being potentially third, because the industry does kind of love him. He's been around and paid his dues. Again, Michael B. is still young. He's got his whole career ahead of him. I don't know. This is a good movie star turn for him. Absolutely. It showed he doesn't need to be anybody else's like second banana.
You fucking say he's still young. He's 38. What are you talking? He's almost 40, bro.
Bro.
He's more he's closer to your age than Timmy.
We're young.
You're not fucking young, bro. Okay, I hate to break it to you. You're not fucking young.
I don't think he'll win when he does some Oscar bait that works. Like if Just Mercy had worked, that could be Jordan his Oscar. But I don't think he's going to get it for Sinners.
No, I don't think he's going to win because it just seems consensus is
he's a good actor,
but I do want to ask you about something else. Let's get into something else. Jordan Rumi wrote about the idea of film criticism as groupthink as we head into award season. He wrote it in World of Real. He talked about this, and he referenced Siskel and Ebert, and he referenced some comments from Siskel. Said back in, I think it's obviously back when they were both alive, but near the end, I think in the 90s sometimes, said there's a whole new world called political correctness that's going on. That is death to a critic to participate in that. That was Gene Siskel. Ebert immediately agreed and said, just personally wanting to be liked, wanting to go along with the group is death to a critic. And Siskel says, I've been given this lucky break to say what I think. If I censor myself, I'm going to regret it. And then Ebert expanded onto this and said that when it comes to journalism and academia, what he sees even in the early 90s is a generation of young writers being trained to self-censor before they've learned how to think. And he said, political correctness is the fascism of the 90s. It's this rigid feeling that you have to keep your ideas within very narrow boundaries or you'll offend someone. And he said it's not a stylistic issue. It's a moral one. One of the purposes of journalism is to challenge that kind of thinking. One of the purposes of criticism is to break boundaries. It's also one of the purposes of art. And he says if they try to write politically correctly, what they're really doing is ventriloquism. They're not saying what they think. They're training themselves at a very young age to lie. And so Jordan wrote about that. And I know it's something you said a week or two ago about it. I want to talk a little bit more as we go into awards season. This idea of groupthink criticism, do you adhere to this? Do you believe this is, as Jordan is laying this out here in his article?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like I may have even prompted it with my constant complaining about the critical hive mind. I think it just makes no sense to me. It just reeks of people who have no training. And I'm not saying you have to have gone to film school to be a film critic,
right,
or anything like that. But it really is wild, the people who are handed the megaphone. Sometimes they're just the ones who know how to hit the buttons better on social media. They know how to, put on the graphics and how to edit it together and to make it, palatable, snackable content. But it's like, so these are the people we're giving access to because they did the best on the homework presentation. Like my shit has always been very raw. It's why Deadline looks kind of the same as Deadline has always looked. It's why Ain't It Cool News has always looked the same, right? Like to me, you stick with what works and what you're comfortable with. But I feel like too often it's people. I don't know. Anyways, with the critical shit, dude. I mean, this week. Oh my God.
Yeah, let's talk about it. Go ahead. What is it? What do you want to specify?
Fucking like there's no scale anymore. There's just like it's the greatest thing ever or it sucks. And unfortunately, I am on that scale this time. For the most part, we're talking about 28 years later, The Bone Temple.
Oh, okay.
90% on Rotten Tomatoes, I believe, is right now. As of right now, everybody's loving it. I was like dismayed. I looked at Christian. I gave him one of the death looks. It's the death stare. When I turned and I'm just like, what? Like, what am I watching? Did you see it?
No, I've not seen it yet. I'm seeing it tomorrow. I had to skip out on our screening on Monday because I had some stuff going on here at the house, but I've not seen it, but I've had 3 friends who've texted me unprompted. They loved it. They loved it. Yeah.
Of course. Because it takes big, bold swings. These swings are all like to distract you from the fact that there's like no story here.
Right.
I just thought it was like 2 movies that really don't, like, I mean, it's not that they're bad individually, but when they finally meet, like the 2 threads, the Jimmys and then the Dr. Ian stuff with Ray Fiennes, I thought the third act was a mess, just like the third act was a mess in the last one.
Okay.
The big scene that everybody's talking about is this big karaoke scene, in a sense, with Ray Fiennes singing an Iron Maiden song. And I was just like, This is what you do when you have no idea what to do in a script.
Yeah,
I thought it was preposterous, and the movie totally lost me there. He's great, Ray Fiennes. Jack O'Connell is great, and Shia Lewis Perry, who plays Samson, is also great. But again, like most movies, this all comes down to the script and writing. And to me, this is a standard January dump that everyone is just like, oh my, like freaking out about because they haven't seen a movie in a month.
Okay. All right. Yeah, because I didn't like the last one that much. I found myself bored at times. And I didn't like the third act, as you said. But I liked Ray Fiennes. And I liked that whole sequence and that whole scene. But I'm concerned about going into this one because the same people who liked the last one are loving this one. And so I don't know if I'm going to be in that camp or I'm going to be in your camp because I know we felt very similarly about the last one. So will this be more annoying?
About the black female director of it all. Like, do you think that people are afraid to talk shit about a movie?
Oh, come on. What do you mean?
You don't think that that's within the realm of possibility? That no one wants to bash this movie because of who made it.
I don't think anybody fucking cares. I really don't. I think this is really this is just like the argument in reverse. It's just like the argument in reverse. It is. It's ridiculous to me. Just like what Jordan was saying, like, oh, the sinner's discourse. We're allowed to be pissed off at a critic that doesn't put Sinners in the top 10. Everybody's gonna fucking live. Guess what? It's called a motherfucking opinion. And those critics had a motherfucking opinion. And we as other critics or fans get also opinions about his fucking critics.
You're allowed to get mad at someone for not putting a movie in their top 10.
Welcome to America. Welcome to the real world where everyone gets an opinion. It's like people going nuts about that journalist at the Jacksonville Jaguars thing. She's got a right to say something nice. What is wrong? Like, people are like, oh my God, that's not professional. That's not what you do. Grow the fuck up, man. Seriously.
Oh no, to me, I think of that. There's a lot I don't know about that specific story, but the stories that I hear about, like young journalists in press boxes who are cheering, right? Like that in the press box, you're not supposed to cheer, right?
I agree with that 100%. I agree with that 100%.
And to me, all of journalism has become that journalist in the press box cheering like an idiot. Like I couldn't believe how many people in my press screening started applauding and whooping and cheering and all that shit because I knew, like, I didn't have to be looking at Peter DeBruge from Variety, right? I know he was in my screening. I did not know where he was sitting. I didn't see him, but I knew DeBruge was not one of them because DeBruge is a professional. And if DeBruge loved it, maybe he'd lean over and whisper, "This is great," just like I did during the first movie, during that chase scene. Remember, I leaned over to my brother. It's in my review, and I'm like, "This is fucking awesome."
Right.
That's how you express. Like, you don't start whooping and hollering and cheering. Like, this is a midnight screening at a film festival. I thought it was so bizarre, and everyone does it. And I don't know if it's this peer pressure thing in the moment. I'm like, how can I be the only person looking at my buddy like, what the fuck is going on right now?
Yeah, I mean, I agree with you. The only time I've reacted loudly in a press screening was at the end of Infinity War, because I clapped at the end of Infinity War, and I think you're not supposed to clap or boo a film when it's done if you're a journalist, if you're press, right? And the other time was when Superman showed up in Black Adam. I screamed because I was like, "Oh my God, Cavill's here!" Like, but I try to not do that, right? But you and I are from a different time, bro. And the critics coming through nowadays, they want to play both sides. They want the respect of being a critic, but they want to act like a fan. And I get so frustrated by it, right? I just get so frustrated by it. And it's about status. Like, listen, I love Josh Horowitz.
Fans first.
Yeah. I love Josh Horowitz. I think he's a great guy. I enjoy his interviews. But him posting videos of himself being greeted by all these stars at the Golden Globes, that to me goes, well, you're not a journalist. You're just a podcaster, and you like to have famous people who know you. It no longer is there objectivity at that point. It's very much you're just a person. And listen, I'm not criticizing John. I'm just saying that approach to things is not my jam. I don't try to be friends with the stars. I don't try to get their number. I don't work the fucking room like some people we know who host shows. I don't do that kind of shit because I think it's disingenuous. You're supposed to create a distance so you can be honest with your opinion and not have your friendship with this person factor into your opinion. You know?
It's a matter of, would you say something if you had asked their publicists and they'd said, "Oh, we'd rather you not say anything about that"? Would you say it anyways because it's news and the audience is interested?
Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
Just think, and it's not that I don't do that. Sometimes, of course, I do that. I do that all the time.
Right.
But I'm also dropping a ton of shit. Right.
Yeah.
And there's quid pro quo and all that kind of stuff. The sacrifices or whatever that I have to make, like ethical compromises, if you will, sometimes. But I just feel like everyone is just so like that's not just like a sometimes thing for them. That's just like their base level.
Yeah.
It is just, I'm for sale. I'm gonna like, and I'm so amazed by how everyone's so willing to play the game. Like, these people who were at the Marty Supreme screening last night, I don't know if you saw this, Robert Downey Jr.
Oh, yes, I did see that. Yes.
Like, I gotta go. I gotta see Marty Supreme for the 5th time. Right? Because they told, why? Because I was invited. Why? Because somebody asked me to be there. And isn't that nice? But if even when I was in that position, I didn't go. I was like, I've seen this movie before. Why would I go? Just because Robert Downey Jr. is hosting the Q&A, it's not that interesting to me. I don't need to see Timothy Chalamet interviewed in person for that. Like, I don't know, man. People are just so bowled over and amazed by celebrity. I'm like,
yeah, it's so frustrating and it's not about jealousy. For fuck's sake, I see some people say that sometimes. Like,
I do my own thing with people.
I got enough friends. I don't need to have celebrity friends to prove I've got status, right? And some people that's the thing that frustrates me when I see some people in our business, like the constantly taking pictures with stars, constantly taking pictures of themselves with stars. I'm just like, at what point are you the actual critic? And at what point are you the
friendly? You're friendly.
Or friendly, right? Exactly. Like, and that's like Mance. I think Mance does an excellent job of it, to be honest with you, because I've seen Mance give bad reviews, even for stuff that he doesn't want to give a bad review to. He will be honest about it. Now, does he couch it? Does he use safe words sometimes? Yes, but you know where Scott stands on a movie. Yet he still retains friendships with these people. You know why? Or connections with you. You know why? Because Scott's honest, and people actually respect that. You know, it's a different if you're a critic that's purposely trying to set someone on fire. That's a different situation. Scott has a way of walking that line, and so I think there's ways to do it. You know?
I don't think any professional critics are trying to set anybody on fire. But they
I
have
disagree with
you have to be willing to do, you know.
Yeah,
I don't think that's like ever the goal, but you know, like I was saying this week when I think it was somebody was giving Grace Randolph shit for walking out of a movie and reviewing it.
Oh my God. I have no problem with this, by the way. Go ahead. What did you say? What did
I think you have to finish the movie to be able to shit talk. You can say, hey, I walked out and, you know, draw your conclusions from there. It wasn't very good. but I don't think you can really like go and write a full review, like in a professional capacity, say, I saw this movie and this is what, when you didn't, you walked out.
Well, I disagree. And the reason I disagree is because that's her honest opinion. She wrote a review about a film that, in her mind, I couldn't stand the film anymore. I'm walking out, and I'm going to admit it. Like, it'd be different if she wrote the review and didn't admit it. I think that's a wrong thing to do, right? But for her to say, I walked out of this movie because it was terrible, and because she's seen so many movies, I think she knew it wasn't going to get better for her.
Did she give it a grade, though?
I don't know if she gave it a grade.
I don't think you can give it a grade or a star rate if you haven't seen it.
I think you could say it's not good.
Yeah, that's fine. You can say I walked out. I wasn't enjoying it. It's not good.
Right.
But
you know how many films I've wanted to walk out? I would have walked out of Avatar if I could have. God damn it. Go ahead. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I learned that lesson the hard way on Swiss Army Man, because I walked out of that film and shit talked it. And it's like, listen, man, you can say whatever you want about our movies, but like, you got to kind of sit through them to do that. And I was like, you know what? That's a fair point.
Yeah, I hear people's complaint on that, but I think Grace deserves respect for being honest about it and then giving her opinion. And so you can decide if you want to read her review or not. And you can decide if you want to get. So the fact she admitted it, I think is a difference.
I think that some people walk out of movies very performatively. Like the movies that I have walked out of, you know, it's either due to some sort of emergency or it was at a festival, right? And it's just like tough choices had to be made. I have a chance to see this other movie and it starts in 40 minutes and I have to leave right now to do it. I'm going to miss the last 20 minutes, whatever it is. Otherwise, there's really like no excuse, I think, for walking out. Like you went there, you made the decision. Live with it.
But the people who say, like we've all stopped watching a TV series, right? We've all stopped. We're like,
I stopped reading books that I've lost interest in.
But then if someone asks your opinion, you're going to tell them, right? I didn't like it. I stopped it.
But I can't say, well, I can't say the book sucks because I didn't read the whole book. What do you mean?
I think you can.
You can say.
I can tell you every Rob Zombie movie sucks before I go see it. I don't have to see the movie. You know what I'm saying? I can tell you that very professionally.
I don't know what movie she walked out of. The other movie, though, that
Primate. She walked out of Primate.
Seeing good reviews from the trades, which is blowing my fucking mind.
Okay.
Is The Rip.
Yeah, the new film with Ben Affleck and Matt Damon.
Dude, these are my boys. I'm not here to shit talk my boys. Joe's my boy.
Joe Carnahan directed it, yes.
I love Joe Carnahan. This movie's horrible.
No.
Horrible. Wait until you see it on Netflix. I was stunned. It is so stupid. I couldn't believe it. It's something.
And you liked Cop Shop, right? You liked Cop Shop.
Really liked Cop Shop.
Yeah.
Dude, horrible.
Well, this is interesting to bring this up because this is the new film.
It's like, we'll cut whatever deal you want for your 1,200 crew members. They're not going to see a penny of it. This movie is dog shit. Nobody's going to watch this.
It's going to be the #1 film on Netflix. You know this, right?
Matt and Ben's faces, and I'm sure they're going to promote it throughout the NFL playoffs and all that shit. And they're promoting it, right?
Yeah. Dude, hardcore. They've been promoting.
I don't shit on my boys lately. This movie, they should be embarrassed.
But this is about to. It's coming out on Netflix tonight, I think, right? Or tonight or tomorrow.
Yeah.
And they had said that the embargo for the review was not going to lift till 3 a.m. tonight. And then they changed the embargo after it got publicized and they got shit for it. So you're able to talk about it now.
It's super suspicious. I mean, the embargo is when the movie like debuts on Netflix. Of course, like they know what's up. Guys, these studios aren't stupid.
Yeah.
Sony's not stupid when it comes to Bone Temple, and these guys aren't stupid when it comes to The Rip. They know what they've got here. They're dumping this shit in January. I don't know. And critics are just, it's unbelievable how forgiving they are. Everyone is just afraid to give a bad review these days. It's wild. Wait until you see this movie. It is so nonsensical.
All right. Well, let's move on to some trailers, Jeff. We had The Bride full trailer drop. We had Euphoria season 3 trailer drop, the Avengers Doomsday, which Jeff predicted, Wakanda and Fantastic Four meeting. And we had this trailer here with Carl Urban and Priyanka Chopra Jonas. What's it called? The Grill or whatever it's called. Anyway, it dropped. Your thoughts on all these trailers?
Avengers, it's just marketing. It's not even trailers at this point. Like the Russo said, they're clues.
Yeah, they're clues.
Clues, not trailers, guys. Piece together the puzzle. God, I love this puzzle box marketing. What were some of the others? I was
The Bride. We got a full trailer for The Bride today. Did you see that
Bride
one?
trailer looks like a movie that's going to lose some money.
Wow.
I think it looks like cool, and I've actually heard that it came out pretty well.
Oh, good.
And again, hey, I was wrong about Sinners. Like, Sinners became a cultural phenomenon. I don't see this becoming a cultural phenomenon.
Could this be a Marty Supreme, though, where it doesn't necessarily make 2.5 times, but it does enough to where
a ton of Oscar nominations. I don't see this getting a ton.
Yeah, I guess that's a fair point
either. I mean, Jessie Buckley, if she wins the Oscar, it's gonna, have very fortuitous timing.
Yeah,
and it does have a good cast, but
okay,
I don't know, man. I don't see this one doing so hot. I think it could be cool. It does look cool.
All right. What about your girls?
Can stand out though. Euphoria season 3, fucking sign me up. Looks awesome.
Yeah.
HBO knows what they're doing there. It'll be interesting to see how much the cast interacts with each other, or if it's kind of very siloed, which it feels like it may be.
There's already drama apparently between him and between the creator and one of the actresses, but I don't know what's going on with that.
There was some drama with Zendaya recently.
Is it? Is that who it is? Wow.
No. It wasn't. I don't know if it was Euphoria related. It was, it was, because she's not an executive producer.
Ooh.
She took her. I don't know if they took her name off or she took her name off as executive producer for season 3. So maybe I imagine she didn't like the direction of things. I don't know.
Okay. What about the Bluff? Ugh.
I didn't think that this looked fine to me. I didn't think it looked that bad. It had the red band trailer. You're getting it for free basically with your Prime Video subscription.
Oh, God. Good. Yeah.
She did look like a kind of woman who could actually take care of herself.
Sure.
Seemed kind of badass. This looks super violent and bloody. I like Carl Urban as a villain. What more do you want?
A good movie.
Yeah. But at least this attempts to have some sort of story, and like she's hiding the daughter, and daughter doesn't know her who she really is. I don't know.
I just don't think she's that good of an actor. I don't buy her. She's not. I mean, she was terrible in Baywatch.
How good you have to be to do this?
I think this to let you know where she's at acting wise, level wise, talent wise, right? This is doing a movie like this. Carl Urban is a damn good actor, right? But Carl Urban isn't going to lead films. Sadly, he just doesn't have that extra oomph you need to get there. But he always delivers a good performance, in my opinion. Priyanka, not so much. I mean, Baywatch, she was not good in Baywatch.
I sit here and argue Priyanka Chopra is fucking Meryl Streep, bro. Okay.
Yeah, but there is a place between Meryl Streep and like other.
Kick some fucking ass, believably. I think that she can. She actually.
Because that Quantico show or whatever it was.
So I don't know. Yeah. I'm down for something like this.
All right, fair point. Anything else you want to talk? I mean, we're at 5:10, man. Anything you want to talk about before we jump into the questions? We've got the Scott Cooper UFO film, Paramount suing Warner Brothers. Marty Supreme almost ended up as a vampire movie.
Let's talk about the vampire. Wait, the vampire thing. Whatever. I want to go back now and watch it, because apparently there are clues throughout the movie that would support such an ending.
Well, I think the spanking on the ass. I mean, but yeah, it came out this week that apparently A24 had to stop Josh Safdie from putting a vampire ending to the movie. Apparently, it was going to be there was going to be a scene set at the end of the movie in the 1980s where Kevin O'Leary is still alive as a vampire. Chalamet's Marty Supreme walks in with, I think, his sister or his wife or whatever, and he bites Marty in the neck, turning him into a vampire. And thank God A24 got in the way and stopped that. That's the stupidest fucking ending.
Yeah, I agree. Not a good ending.
But in the year of Sinners,
Mr. Wonderful as a vampire. Let's get Mr. Wonderful in Sinners 2.
Sure.
Sinners 2, still be sinning.
Woo! Sinning again with an exclamation point. I love it. What do you want to say about your son also rises scoop? Anything good on this? I mean, are people clamoring for an Ernest Hemingway movie, Jeff?
I mean, it's an interesting thing. So no one got back to me.
Okay.
Right. And then
this is James Gray, by the way, right? James Gray,
Vanessa Kirby.
Yeah.
This is about, it's like set in the lost generation. So like people who were turning around 30 years old after World War I. They're kind of aimless and they're kind of wondering what their purpose is because they just watch like the world fucking try to kill each other. And so they just like go nuts. I think they just like have like a lot of sex and they just like drink a lot and they just kind of like live it up and party. And then realize like the emptiness of it all. So I think it could actually be kind of fucking interesting, almost like a Bret Easton Ellis movie, but set in the 30s or something. I never read the book, the Hemingway book. I don't know if you have read it.
I went through a run of Hemingway in my 20s. I went through a run of Hemingway stuff.
Well, shoot, my buddy's fucking wicked smart. So how was it? Good
I think it's an excellent book. The first original film. It's okay. It's fine. It's like a 6, right? It's I don't think it was a great adaptation of the book rather, but the book itself is fantastic. I mean, I watched that 5-part doc on him on that Ken Burns did on PBS is incredible. And his writing, when you read his stuff and you have that backstory of his life, it adds even more context to what he's writing about. That I think is incredible. So yeah, I think it's a damn good book.
James Gray, I think, is the right fit for him.
I agree. Yeah.
Okay. And I think that Vanessa Kirby is actually a really bold and daring actress, right?
Yeah.
Is afraid to go to some dark places. And, like, could you imagine her in Babylon instead of Margot Robbie?
1000%.
Exactly. And that's kind of what I'm imagining this to be. It's almost like Babylon, but maybe good. And not about Hollywood not having its head up its ass. So thumbs up on this one. But again, nobody confirmed or anything. So I fucking ran it, and then afterwards, you get the fair enough. Didn't realize Vanessa was part of it, but fair enough.
All right, we need a male lead. I mean, Ava Gardner was the lead in the first one. So
I think he has a full cast, honestly.
He does. He just hasn't let it get out yet.
She's just the only one I could get. Yeah. At least as I understand right now. And she's obviously looking to do something different and a little bit more serious and more sexual than fucking Marvel garbage that she has coming up. So
I love how daring she is as an actress, bro. I think she's one of those ones that's able to exist seamlessly between franchise shit and really poignant, challenging stuff. And so I like that her instincts are still there to go and challenge herself as an actress. I appreciate that about Vanessa.
You see her Netflix thriller, Night Always Comes?
Yeah, I thought that was not bad. I thought she was good at it.
I liked it.
Yeah.
Let's talk about some composers and shit. So
7 composers.
Hans Zimmer's doing Harry Potter, right?
Yes, I'm happy about this.
And he's teaming up with who?
Junkie XL. No, I'm joking. Hold on, let me bring this.
Bleeding Fingers, maybe.
Let me bring this up. Hold on.
It's Bleeding Fingers. But yeah, they're going to be doing the Harry Potter TV score. And then Tony Gilroy is doing this movie Behemoth, which I reported is about a cellist involved in movie music.
Yes.
And he says that Jordan or somebody, film music reporter, film music reporter claimed that the movie's going to have feature the music of 7 different composers.
Holy shit.
Which is pretty cool.
That is a lot. What do you mean? What's cool about 7 different composers? Do you mean, is it going to be 7 different scenes?
Maybe 7 different pieces that they're playing. I mean, I think that each piece is going to denote some period of time, perhaps. I don't know what Tony Gilroy has in mind, but I'm sure it'll be ambitious and very, very cool.
Pedro Pascal is the lead. He plays a cellist, as you said. He moves back to LA and decides to make music for movies. So a bit meta. So maybe that's what it is. Each movie that he's composing is an actual composer coming in to compose the score for that fake movie. So that's how you have 7 composers in this film. Maybe that's the meta way that they're getting
a period movie, exactly. And you see him composing all these different amazing film scores that we are already familiar with. That would be really interesting. So yeah, can't wait to see which composers decide to play ball.
Jordan has it too. James Newton Howard and Alan Silvestri are apparently two of the people. Yeah.
Yeah, nice reporting there by Rumi.
Yeah, interesting. I think it's challenge. I think it's interesting to see that how they make that work in that movie.
And Will Arnett replaced David Harbour
in that movie, right?
Yeah,
yeah. What's going to happen to David, dude? Do we need to do an intervention with David? Like, what's going on with David, dude?
He'll figure it out. I think he just needs some time away from the limelight. Take a beat from all the Stranger Things craziness. Take a beat from Lily Allen's album, and just chill.
I hope you take this time, David. If you even remotely watch this show, I hope you take this time to work on yourself, bro. Okay, work on yourself, bro. These are not good things that are happening. You got to work on yourself, bro. Figure it out. What do you want, and what do you need? It's a good time to do that because he's an exceptional actor, and I don't want anything to happen to him. And apparently, he had a mental breakdown or something in a bar the other day. It's like you want him to get him the help he needs and get back in a good place. Because I mean, being a creative, it can be quite an unsettling life, and especially when you're up there in the bright lights, it's a lot of pressure. So, all right. Do you want to say anything about Scott Cooper's UFO Roswell film? Does this surprise you following his Bruce Springsteen movie with something like a UFO film, or is this the craze now? Is this the disaster movies?
Everybody wants to tell you the truth about aliens. Everyone knows the truth, and everyone wants to tell it.
We got Spielberg's movie, we got Kaczynski's movie, and now we've got
again, Kaczynski's movie is a ways off. He's still got to do Miami Vice. This movie's a ways off. This article even talks about how he might take over some Michael Mann project. Listen, Scott Cooper. I like Scott Cooper personally. He's a good guy. He's been good to me.
Yeah, I like Scott.
He's a 2.5-star director. He makes 2.5 star movies. I can't say I've really loved any of them. I think. What do we got? Crazy Heart. What's the Christian Bale one? Is it
In the Furnace? Out of the Furnace.
Civil War one. Is it Hostages? What is it? No.
Oh, Hostels. I loved Hostels. Come on, man. I won't have you bash Hostels.
All these movies were okay, disappointing. The Edgar Allan Poe one, okay.
Yeah, that one was a little rough. I'm not gonna lie to you. I agree with you on that one. That was a little slow.
Was maybe my least favorite.
You liked Antlers? I liked Antlers.
Antlers was okay. All these movies are okay. I don't think any of them are bad, but I hesitate to call any of them like good, unreservedly.
I have to counter you. I have to. I think Crazy Heart is excellent. Out of the Furnace is good, not great, but good. Black Mass, dude. I think Depp is incredible in that.
Black Mass is such a missed opportunity, John. That book is like one of the greatest books ever written.
Yeah.
That movie is like, who goes back to Black Mass?
I do. I go back to watch scenes with him because Johnny Depp is amazing in that movie.
He's amazing.
I showed it to the lady outlaw who lived in Boston for 3 years and during the Whitey Bulger shit. And she said, this was a pretty good adaptation of that story. But again, she hadn't read the book though. Now that you say I didn't even know it was a book. So now I'm going to read this book. So,
Black Mass is an amazing book, John.
I got to read that book. I liked Hostel. I think Hostel is one of the best Westerns we've had in the last 30 years. I liked Antlers, but Pale Blue Eye. But I like the Springsteen movie, but maybe because I just have a Springsteen love,
Don't have a lot of faith in Scott Cooper. He wouldn't be the first director I turn to necessarily. So, maybe he'll prove me wrong on this one.
Okay. All right. Fair point. All right. Anything else? I think that's everything. Unless you want to talk about the Joker 2 comments or Paramount suing WB. We want to get to the questions?
Guys, at this point, Paramount's, you're going to have to you have to talk with your wallet. Enough of this lawsuits and whining and complaining. Just pay more money. That'll shut everybody up.
It's true. What about this? Anything you want to say on the first shots of?
She looks like Lara Croft. She's not as curvy as Angelina Jolie or whatever, but she looks like Lara Croft. Unfortunately, it doesn't matter what clothes she's wearing; she can't act.
Okay. Jeff Sneider, ladies and gentlemen. Jeff Sneider. All right, let's get to the questions here.
Not my favorite actress.
It depends on the project. It depends on the project. I agree. She's not the strongest of actresses. All right, let's get into the questions here. And if you want to send your questions, now is the time. We only have 22, Jeff. I'm fucking so surprised. We had 750 people joining us for a majority of the show.
8 billion questions in the actual chat, but no one's paying for me to answer.
Come on, guys.
So if you guys think I'm answering your fucking questions without paying for the goddamn right, then no.
Send the support. Sympathy of All Things says, who's directing Alien Romulus 2? Jeff, do you know who's doing that? I do. What?
I said your mom. No, I don't know. I don't know who's directing Alien Romulus 2. Can't wait to find out.
Yeah. Dennis Hoffman says, odd exit interview by Kennedy. She loves Kinberg, only confirmed film. He was part of the original creative teams when Disney acquired Star Wars, but also no mention of Filoni or Rey movie. That's true. There was no mention of the Rey movie. Maybe she can't say anything right now.
Yeah, maybe that's in flux. I don't know. Again, I don't know if there will be a proper Rey movie or if elements of that project get incorporated into something else. That's why you have a whole, story team up at Lucasfilm. We will see. Yeah. But like I said, Rey will be back.
She's the driving force of that Rey movie. If she's stepping down, I don't think that movie's happening.
The question is whether Kinberg directs his movies.
Oh,
that's the question, because not a great director.
Right. I agree with that. That I agree with you on.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. All right. Bojack says, do you think Lucasfilm should look at Terry Matalas for a Star Wars project, especially if Vision Quest is good? 100%. I love Terry Matalas.
Yeah. I mean, you never know.
People love his
Trek person, right?
Say it again. Sorry, Jeff. Sorry.
He's a Trek person, right?
Yes. He did the last season of Picard.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, maybe he'll make a good fit in Lucasfilm if that's what he wants to do. Speaking of that little rivalry, though, I'm told that Alex Garland, right? He was one of the people mentioned today, right?
Yeah.
Turns out he's not a Star Wars guy. He's a Trek guy.
Ooh. Shit.
Trek just got some directors. So, I'm not saying anything there, but I'm saying if down the line they're looking for a big director, keep your eye on Garland more there than Star Wars.
An Alex Garland Star Trek film. Sign me up. More than a Tarantino Star Trek film. Sign me the fuck up for that. Wiley OFC says, John, how many of those water bottles you have? I see you with a new color every stream. Jeff, have you heard how the moment is? Love you guys. Oh, yeah, the moment, isn't it?
Haven't heard anything about the moment. Don't think it looks good. Not a fan of her very, very much.
Yeti had a sale on these, and they were down to $30. So I bought 5 of them over the last 5 weeks. One every week. I allowed myself. So I have 5 now, 1 for every day when I'm on doing stuff.
Wiley, here's the truth, buddy. And Charlie knows this too. There's nobody more brat than me.
James D. Michelle 7620 says, hello from Melbourne, Jeff and John. Any updates? What's up, bud? How you doing? Any updates or news on DCU's Batman? Gunn still says the script isn't finished. Cry face. Any DCU news? Thanks. Jeff, you got anything DC?
Script's not finished. We've got 102 pages of a 103-page script, but the script is not finished yet.
And we don't go into production without a finished script.
Brandon Spinar's mother is putting on Instagram. Don't look over there.
Oh, no. Is that a new thing now? I didn't even catch that.
People are watching Brandon Spinar's mother's Instagram at this point, John. Give it up, people. Give it up.
Mother! Anthony Mazzone says, with the backlash of the sequel trilogy, why would Kinberg continue that story? Why not reset with an Old Republic trilogy with a new story?
Backlash?
Well, mainly because Rey is a very popular character. Yes, the anti-woke people hate her and whatever, but she sells out. Her merchandise sells out. Little girls and sometimes little boys dress up as her when they go to these parks. So Rey is a massive character. And so that's why they want to continue with that stuff down the road.
I'm going to give you a word, John. You give me the second word. Here's the first word. Pot.
Kettle.
No.
Oh, as you said, pot. Kettle. That's what I think.
Give me another word.
Pot?
Yeah.
Hole? What am I thinking?
Committed.
Pot
committed, folks. You've put a lot of time and energy into creating a new hero by the name of Rey. Do you just abandon all that time and energy?
Right.
You know? So,
well, and just because the sequel trilogy was bad doesn't mean there aren't good things in the sequel trilogy that another filmmaker or another executive producer come in and make something better from. Like we saw that people going back to revisit the prequel trilogies and trying to convince you that those are good movies. I mean, we've seen that happen. So, it happens.
Who knows?
Mr. GMT one says, you guys do such an awesome job. Thanks so much. Thank you, Mr.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. GMTI. GMT1.
The All Yankee says, right there with you, Rocha. # make a plan, Filoni. Yeah, make a plan.
I'm sure
I don't care who's the lead. Make a plan.
Moment and waiting for this day for 2 years.
I hope he knows what he's doing.
Exactly.
I have 2 Fly Cam says, new characters, new storyline, no Skywalkers. Could care less about the race of the lead, but stop making the black guy the funny, goofy sidekick. Oh, I agree with that.
Oh, hey, I think everybody's down for that.
Yeah. I hated what they did to John Boyega and Finn. And oh my God, it sucked. It sucked my nuts, man. Connor Przalumski, 3939 says, JG recently said on SM that the script for BATB. Oh, so James Gunn recently said on SM, I don't know what SM, that the script for BATB is not finished yet. Beyond Batman Brave and the Bold. They got to be on like their 5th writer for it at the moment. Only reason they're not revealing names is so they can fire at ease if need be. Well, do you agree with that?
No comment.
So you do know something. All right.
Sorry, Connor. like in showbiz, Connor, timing is everything, and
That's
yours
true.
is just a little off.
What is SM? I don't know what that is. SM. I don't know what SM is.
I don't. One of these fucking various social media, probably.
Oh, social media. Oh, there it is. Okay. T Hall Yankee says.
Oh no, think about it, Jeff.
T Hall Yankee, can Filoni consider expanding other creators' concepts like Star Wars Visions? # fresh blood.
No, he's not allowed. It's in his contract. No, I don't know.
If anybody would, it's a guy who comes from animation, right, Jeff?
Yeah, I'm sure he could. There's a lot of stuff they could do. That's the thing. That's the thing. They're not beholden to any development slate right now. Like they got a clean slate almost, and that I think is what is exciting to everybody over there.
Yeah, I agree. Cowboys fan 92 says, my favorite moments were our K-pop Demon Hunter winning. I was so happy they won over Disney's Elio and Zootopia, even though I love Zootopia 1 and 2. Talking about the Golden Globes. I mean, that's pretty much a lock, isn't it? K-pop Demon Hunter's one of the best animated.
You're home. I actually bet you're home on K-pop Demon Hunters.
Yeah. JMH Movies says, could Yorgos Lanthimos sneak into Best Director? He's been nominated twice before. In 2018, he beat out DGA noms Bradley Cooper and Peter Farrelly. That's possible for Begonia, man. Maybe. I feel like that's picking up a little bit of steam, Jeff, like quietly.
Quietly. Could sneak in at number 10, Begonia, but I do. There are only 5 directing slots, not 10. And so I fear that Mr. Lanthimos has a 0% chance.
I put Begonia in over Wicked for Good, if that even remotely comes close to being nominated. Cowboys fan is just a hot take. Adolescence is overrated and should not have won. Oh, you're insane.
Yeah. Is that a hot take or a foolish take? Foolish.
Don't confuse the two.
Adolescence.
Ray says,
that's piece of
television. There you go. Ray says, cheers to these topics. I love this show.
Yeah, you do. Wait, guys, go back. We look exactly alike.
Who? You and yeah, 100%. Like it's the before and after. Absolutely. 100%. Spoofer Man says, here's my Oscars prediction. Sinners won't win Best Picture, but will come out with the most awards, sweeping the tech categories like Fury Road and Dune.
No.
Yeah. Clayton said he thinks it'll be 15. Clayton at Variety said he thinks it'll be 15 nominations.
Get all those nominations, sure. I'd buy that, but like it's not going to beat Avatar for like best.
Yeah.
Effects.
Yeah, I don't think so either.
It's not going to be like Frankenstein or whatever for production design.
Yeah, I think it wins maybe like best adapted or best screenplay.
I just never really cared how many Oscars a movie wins. I care about which ones they win.
Right, that's fair. Which ones? Bass Creek's Child. What do you guys think will be the biggest flop this year? I'm betting on Masters of the Universe and Supergirl underperforming. Supergirl won't underperform, but Master of the Universe, I think possibly, yes, for sure.
They're high on it. I'm told that Amazon is excited about Masters of the Universe. I
really
think it's just a DOA property. So yeah, I mean, I guess in relation to how much money it cost, yeah, I think that's a safe bet that it will not live up to that.
Okay. I think Mandalorian and Grogu is a distinct possibility as well. That could be a flop. I don't see people excited about this movie. I just don't.
I'm not sensing the Force.
It's a disturbance in the Force for sure. Doug Developer says, who is better, Blanchett and Tar or Michelle Yeoh in Everything Everywhere All at Once? I reveled in Yeoh becoming the first Asian to win a lead Oscar, but in my head, Blanchett was the better performance.
Yeah, I think it was Cate Blanchett, and I didn't even love Tar.
Yeah, I have to say, I do think Blanchett was better, although I think Yeoh was damn good. Yeah. But I mean, come on, it's not fair. Blanchett is just so fucking good.
Why is it not fair?
That's because it's never that way, right? I mean, Jordan should have won the MVP in every fucking year he played in the NBA. It's just not how it works. You know that.
I get it. Oh, yeah, no, of course. Everything Everywhere is a much more likable movie than Tar.
Yes. More people probably saw that. Man says, listen, this might surprise you all, but a lot of these award shows, including the Oscars, I know Jeff likes to live in this world where they're untouchable, are popularity contests. So, Man says, McCall, the most bizarre thing you've witnessed in public. I don't know. A naked dude taking a shit in the middle of the streets, maybe, Jeff?
This is so crazy. That's my answer. That's what I was going to say, except he was jerking off while he was shitting.
Oh!
This was on Sunset Boulevard. We live in Los Angeles. Or John used to live here.
Yeah. Well, that's where I saw it.
That's the craziest shit you see is someone who can shit and jerk off at the same time outdoors in broad daylight.
Yeah. Well, the craziest thing I ever witnessed was a shootout at a bar. That was fucking insane. But the bizarre thing, yes, someone shitting in. I'm like, how do you shit in the middle of the street? It's crazy. Biggest meltdown you've ever had over customer service? I don't know. Jeff, do you have a?
Mine was definitely when Mr. Tux or whatever canceled my father's tuxedo for my brother's wedding 3 weeks before the wedding or whatever. So he had to scramble to get another one. And I just went on Twitter and ripped them to the point where one of the producers of The Housemaid was like, I know the head of Mr. Tux. Like, I will put you in touch and we'll right this wrong together. It was very generous of him. And I think that the folks at Deadline actually took notice of it, and they were like, "Oh, look, Jeff Sneider hasn't changed. He's still a psycho who's using his platform to bully brands and get what he wants." I think it was actually used against me in a job interview with Deadline.
Oh, that's so ridiculous!
And I was like, "These motherfuckers tell you they have something in stock when they don't. This is a wedding. What are we doing?"
That's a good point.
Yeah. Apparently, that's a big no-no if you work for Penske Media. I've seen a zillion other Penske employees complain about airlines.
Oh yeah,
a million other things, but no, they only pay attention to the Snyder's tweets because I'm the bad man.
No one knows what it's like. D-Sal 097 says, it's a great show as always. Thank you, D-Sal. Appreciate that. Arthur Rose says, Rocha, Lucasfilm is in worse shape now than the 2005. Bullshit. No, it isn't. No way isn't. You know why? Because things are in motion. Things were dead in 2005. Nothing was fucking happening in 2005. Things are in motion here with 2 films coming out, other things in the works. There's a difference, you know. Luardo says, hi, boys. I live in Sydney. However, I'll be in the U.S. in May. If you're going to do a Q&A, please wait until May. Love you, Liam. Oh. Maybe we'll do a live Q&A in May in Los Angeles, Jeff. Maybe. Yeah, we'll have to figure that out.
I'd like to come to Sydney. I'd like to go down under, mate.
I bet you would. Doug Develop says, go Texans, put May in the hospital, Bulls on parade.
Oh, so it's like that, Doug Developer, huh? You're going to come up in my home and talk shit about Drake May when we all know I'm gay for May.
You are gay for May.
What the fuck? We're going to fucking end you guys this weekend.
You think you're going to beat the
Texans?
Texans?
Don't have Nico Collins. He's going to be out with a concussion.
It's true.
He's going to score as many points as you and me, John. This game's over.
I don't know, man. Y'all look pretty shaky against the Chargers, bro. Don't lie.
I don't think Drake is throwing interceptions and pick sixes like candy to Houston, which just feasted on Aaron Rodgers and his corpse.
Yeah, that was a bad game. That was a very bad game. We'll see. We'll see. You guys have cornerback issues. We'll see. I am Two Flight Cam. Give KKK a letter grade for her time at Lucasfilm.
I've got it.
Go ahead. What?
No, you go first.
I would say a B minus. I would say B minus because of the other stuff that didn't quite come off as she was intending. So I would say B minus, probably, to be honest. What about you?
I was also wavering between those two grades, but because I'm an ass kissing little bitch, I'll go with a B.
Fair. Cartoon thoughts on Harbaugh going to the Giants. Big win.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Giants are getting a really good coach, I think, and Harbaugh gets a lot of talent to work with up in New York. I don't know. I don't think you can do much worse.
I think Lamar Jackson saved Harbaugh over the last few years, and I think he's going to get exposed a little bit with Jackson Dart and Scatterboo. I don't think it's as big of a hire as people think, and he's on the tail end of his career. You're not getting Harbaugh in his prime. So I don't know necessarily that it's going to go as well as people think. We'll see, though. We'll see. I just don't think Jackson Dart's your answer. That's my honest feeling about the Giants.
That's fair.
All right, let's get to these Streamlabs. Jeff, what have you heard of anything about the Sam Esmail, Glenn Powell produced Tesseract for Amazon? If eyeing a summer shoot, any casting news on the two female leads?
No, on which one? On the two female leads and what?
Tesseract for Amazon.
I was out of the loop for Tesseract. You know, Glenn and I didn't talk about that one on our last call. Should I get him on the phone now? Should we call Glenn right now?
Are you serious? Get Glenn Powell on the phone. I'd love to talk to him.
Come on.
Oh, there you go.
The female leads in Tesseract. No, this one caught me by surprise. I like the idea of him working with Sam Esmail. It seems like this one, is at least maybe a year off. But yeah, I think he should be doing more original movies, and he can't just be like the remake guy.
Yeah.
Got to forge your own career. So I like it, Glenn. I like it. And Sam Esmail, I'm looking forward to his movie Panic Carefully.
Idris _Elpa says, I watched the first episode of Hijack Season 2 last night. Does Idris have an Oscar role in him, or are my best years behind me? I don't know if he ever had Oscar potential. I think Idris has always been great on the small screen, but whenever he's done films, he hasn't quite brought that same kind of power and oomph like in Luther or The Wire or other things.
I see a nomination as a ceiling for his career. I could see him being nominated down the line, but I don't know that he'll ever win an Oscar. Hijack Season 2. Holy shit. This is another one that's like not good.
Oh shit, really? Oh
yeah, it's a disappointment. I really like Season 1. Season 2 is not nearly as good. Variety's critics shit all over it. And kind of deservedly so. It's good for like an episode or two, and then you're just like, it goes on an episode too long. Not a good Season 2. The opposite of The Pit, Season 2.
Yeah, The Pit, apparently 200% more
200% on Rotten Tomatoes?
No, 200% more people watch the premiere than watch the first one.
I was going to say it was at 200% on Rotten Tomatoes. I was like, wow, you're really getting carried away on Rotten Tomatoes now.
I'll tell you another Season 2 that's not as strong as Season 1. Although I don't think it's bad, it's just not as strong. The Night Manager. We're 3 episodes into the new season of The Night Manager. Not as strong as Season 1. Turns out, if you remove Olivia Colman and Elizabeth Debicki from your cast and replace them with actors who are good. Diego Calva was good in Babylon. He's fine here. The young actress they brought in to play the American Colombian woman, not as strong. And unfortunately,
we replaced Olivia Colman with Diego Calva from Babylon.
It's not as strong. And Indira Varma, I think Indira Varma is great, but the show itself, still like the show. I think Hiddleston is good, but it's just not as magical as that first season. B. Finch says, why do you guys think Jon Favreau didn't get the position? Instead, Favreau's made Star Wars for a general audience. Oh, I think Favreau doesn't want it. That's my opinion.
Yeah, Jon Favreau's a filmmaker, not
not
someone who wants to run a studio.
He doesn't want that headache, man.
No.
Samuel says, if there's one film genre that is not being made that much now and were to bring it back to popularity, what would that genre be?
Nunsploitation movies. I need to see more nuns on the big screen, and I need to see them doing terrible shit.
I think you got to bring back slasher films with nudity again. That's what I would say. Like
John wants titties, guys.
The people are upset. People have gone more. They want them. They want what they want now, right? Apparently, the country has overnight become a much more conservative, sexually adventurous country overnight. So now, why not? Let's test it. Let's come out with these movies where we show boobs, where we show the nudity, slasher films that horror fans seem to kind of forget is a part of the horror genre. Bring it back. Let's see if there's an audience for it. Let's see if people will be into it.
It's not right, John. We got to bring back the boobs. Not fair what they've done.
Give me Sydney. Samuel says, "Hey, I didn't get to hear your top 5 or top 10 best movies of 2025. Yeah, I'm not going to reveal it here because I'm still working on it. Jeff, do you have it in your newsletter, right?
Yeah, go sign up for my newsletter. You think I'm going to go repeat it for you?
There
what
you
do
go.
You think it is?
Orange Littlefinger says, I mean no offense, John, but why haven't you made your political show already? It's time to speak out against cruelty and homicide. The U.S. deserves better. Side note, if Jacob Elordi wins Best Supporting Actor, I can never trust the Academy again. Happy New Year.
Yeah, he's
Orange. As the son of Latino immigrants, the last thing I want to do is to start a show that puts a target on my fucking back or my mother's back. So no thanks. I would love to do it, but the way they're treating people out in the streets nowadays, white people even, no thanks. I'm not getting involved in that right now at all. I just follow me on social media. You'll get plenty of political points of views there.
Don't you love how many Hollywood people have all of a sudden it's like it's so tough for me to be at this award show with what happened to Renee, right? Everyone's like on a first name basis now with Renee.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I buy the Ruffalo one, but some other people, yes, I can see some of the posturing from other people.
Performative. I just find it to be ridiculous.
Yeah. But I do like that I'd like the pins as a way of fighting back. I don't mind that actually. Fredtastic says, hello, Hot Mike. Showing my love to my shows. What's up, Fred? And I've recruited one new watcher and tried to recruit 2 new watchers to your show. But Sinners was the best movie I saw last year, but that's from a limited number of movies. Thank you, too, for being here with the honest opinions. I love it. There you go. Thank you. Fred also says, also congrats to Kathleen Kennedy for everything she's been a part of to bring us such wonderful movies. And Zootopia 2 possibly crossing $1.7 billion is insane. I know. I agree.
Yeah.
I didn't see that coming at all.
It shows how that those kids movies have.
Yeah, so much power. Anthony V says Robert Downey Jr. talking about Doomsday surprised me only because I don't think it's guaranteed. I hope it happens. Even friends who are casual movie fans want to see these films. I already told my boss that I'm taking off work for Doomsday. Yeah, I mean they seem to act like they coined the phrase, even though it's been around for a few weeks, a few months. Do you think they'll stay? I don't think they'll stay, Jeff. Or do you think they'll turn this in? Are they trying to turn this into a thing?
When you try to turn things into things, then things don't work out.
That's true.
You can quote me on that.
Yeah.
You try to turn things into things, and things aren't going to work out.
Wait, Edward. Yeah, go ahead.
No, I just until Warner Brothers puts out a piece of marketing with December 18th on it, it's all a lot of talk to me.
Yeah, good point. Wayne Edwards says, I love the Hot Mic discourse. Thank you, Wayne. Always great to hear from you, Wayne. Nothing like it on YouTube. As a 56-year-old Star Wars fan, I have mixed feelings about Kennedy, even though I didn't care for the sequel trilogy. I loved Andor, Mandalorian, and Rogue One. I'm not sure about Filoni. I'm absolutely in your camp on everything you said, bro. Everything you said. Jeff, anything? You good?
Hold on. The strings that Lucasfilm pulls to operate me weren't working. I think it's a great move.
Oh. Let's see. Ryan CC says, hearing that Wonder Woman will be in Man of Tomorrow, are they currently doing auditions? And if so, are there any names being thrown around? Well, we've already talked about the auditions happening. Those are absolutely happening. Jeff even spoke about him as well. I don't know of any names being thrown around though. Jeff, do you have any more information on that?
No, I don't. I mean, you know who's available?
Who?
Gina Carano.
You want to set?
I'm just fucking with you guys.
You want to shatter the internet? Put that on there.
What have we heard? I mean, no, I haven't heard anything about the search for Wonder Woman. I haven't heard James Gunn dispute that search.
Yeah, no, he hasn't disputed the search.
I know that much. Yeah, it should be interesting.
I mean, yeah. I'm Too Fly Cam says, Jeff, why is Gunn so quiet all of a sudden? There you go. Speaking of which, Mr. Miracle Animation Show does nothing for me. Tell me he realizes we need some heavy hitters already. When would we get our Wonder Woman announcement? Where is the Lanterns trailer? That's for sure. The Lanterns trailer, maybe they're waiting for the Super Bowl, Jeff. What do you think?
I think you got some time.
Yeah, still?
Especially if it's not coming out until late summer.
You
got a lot of, yeah.
And Anonymous wants to know, Jeff, do you really think Infinity War is the worst Avengers film of the 4 Avengers films?
Yeah, I do. Because, I think that the first one is the best.
The first Avengers film?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I think the first one is the best. I think Endgame is the second best. To me, Endgame worked on an emotional level with everything, with Robert Downey Jr., The next one is Ultron because I like the Ultron villain. And Infinity War, I don't know what it had besides the snap.
I think you're a little insane. Infinity War is incredible because you're bringing back, you're fighting rather this Thanos that is taking apart the universe, and he kills off all these people. Like, you're leading to the snap. Everything leads to the snap, and you're bringing together all these superheroes to work together. So I think it's amazing, and I think that first one is dated as fuck, man. So I think it's the worst of the 4 right now, in my opinion.
If you think any of these movies twice, you're crazy.
Fair point. All right, I think that's all the Streamlabs. Let me see if there's any more super chats. I mean, sorry, yeah, super chats. Let me see if there's any more super chats. We didn't get that many today.
Up. We got 10 minutes up. Let's go. Full court press.
I'm too like game. Seahawks win it all this year. My bet is placed. I don't know. Sam Darnold might be injured.
Yeah, we'll see about that game. I don't feel good about that one.
No, I think the 49ers are going to win that game. So we have 10 minutes left in the show. If you guys want to send in more Streamlabs super chats, do it now before we wrap up. We're a little light.
I'll free the nipple for money.
Are you showing the nipple? All right, there you go.
Everyone says I'm crazy in the chat. Everyone's like, I already knew I was crazy. I'm diagnosed crazy.
What do you think of the Abdy and DeLuca conversation in the rap? Anything new coming out other than their...
What you do, John, you stick up for your filmmakers. You go down with the ship. You say, hey, that one didn't work. That one got away from us, but we really appreciated what he tried to do. And
they blame the audience. They said the audience, it was ahead of its time. What are they talking about, Jeff?
Hey, 20 years, and a lot of critics have written that. A lot of critics have said, hey, 20 years from now, we're going to look back on Joker 2 and realize that it's brilliant. And maybe we will. Maybe we will. But in the moment, not the movie that anybody wanted to see. It was bad. It's a bad movie, period. Period. There's no blaming the audience. It was a bad fucking movie, period. And maybe it was too revisionist for a global mainstream audience. Too revisionist. Get the fuck out of here. People are smart. They can figure things out. Are they smart? Are they smart? Yes. I think some people are smart. I think if you're watching this show, you're smart. Well, that's fair. That's true. Well, let's end on. Have you seen anything this week? What can you recommend? I haven't seen that much, Okay. All right. I've been busy. All right. Budweiser says, did you guys see The Secret Agent? I enjoyed it, but I don't think Wagner is going to win the Oscar. No nipples, Jeff. Yeah, I did see it. I liked it. I wasn't blown away by it. I was a little let down by the end of it. It was anticlimactic. Wagner was very good, but it didn't blow me away. Yeah, I thought it was good. A little long, and I liked him. But yeah, I don't think he's going to challenge Chalamet as strongly. Not quite showy enough. Yeah.
Hector Rivas, 8522. Hey, Jeff, you once said you believe the Brave and the Bold is DOA and will not happen. Is this still your personal opinion?
No comment. I'm not giving you guys nothing until I give it to you. And when I give it to you, it's going to be good.
Yeah. I think it is DOA, but that's my opinion. Princess Positive, 4056. Heard any really reactions for the Burbs? Huh? Say it?
I don't know. I'll put it this way. I don't know if it's DOA or if it's taken the shape of something else.
That's possible. I'll be on board with that.
I don't think it's dead.
Heard any early reactions for the Burb series, the one with Keke Palmer, right?
Look, haven't heard any reactions. Would love to get some screeners. Peacock, where you at? Where you at?
Yeah.
Peacock.
Where's Peacock? Right.
I don't know what sound a Peacock makes.
Arthur Rose says, Rocha, are you in Harloff's show? No. Is he live right now? Is that son of a bitch live right now? Trying to take our slot?
Amazing if you were actually on his channel right now, on his show, like in a window, doing our show.
I don't think he's live right now, is he? So I couldn't be on his show.
No one goes live when we go live. Who would be crazy enough to program against the hot mic?
Exactly. He is. He'll be talking about the Star Wars stuff tomorrow, I'm sure. All right, that's all. Okay.
Budweiser says, a billion more, John. Find them.
Budweiser says, I love it when you guys argue who is Riggs, who is Murtaugh. Oh,
that's pretty obvious.
Is it? Who's Murtaugh? Oh yeah, I guess so.
Bro, I'm Riggs. I just don't have that.
It's true. It's true.
You're right.
It's true because sometimes I'm tired and I'm too old for this shit. And I'm exhausted. Whenever we finish the show, I go and lay down on the couch for 2 hours. I'm exhausted.
Talking to me for 2 hours, guys, is exhausting.
Here's dollars for no nips. There you go. All right. I think that's all the Streamlabs, all the super chats we got from everybody. Microdop says, greetings, hot micros. Cheers. If your show makes me smarter than I am, much love. Oh, thank you, Microdop. We appreciate that. Samuel says, thoughts on the one battle after another backlash after Taylor won in the Golden Globes. Has there been a backlash? I haven't seen a backlash for that. Do you guys see the backlash?
What? To who? To what?
One battle after another backlash.
Oh, after Tiana Taylor? No, I mean, there's always crazy people talking crazy smack on Twitter.
Yeah, right. It's always the way.
That was a surprise, and I think that she does have a real chance to win the Oscar.
It's all in play.
Yeah, we'll definitely see.
Yeah. Karen says, did you guys see The Night of Seven Kingdoms? I have the episodes. I haven't watched them. I'm saving it for Saturday or maybe tomorrow. Jeff, have you seen these yet?
I have not seen them. I don't care. I don't watch Game of Thrones or the spinoffs. Karen, if you want, we can work out some kind of arrangement. You can come over, chill out on my couch for 8 hours.
And then watch the shows. There you go. Jimmy B93 says, what's up, guys? Did James Gunn peak with Suicide Squad, or is his best yet to come? I would say Superman is better than the Suicide Squad. So I don't think he has peaked with Suicide Squad. What about you, Jim?
I was like, what? He peaked with Guardians of the Galaxy.
Well, that's a fair point. Yes. Yeah. Nothing he's done has been as good as Guardians since the first Guardians. I agree with that. Yeah, shit. Gregory Top True says, hey, you feeling the Patriots in the Super Bowl? I have hope.
I have hope. When you're a Pats fan, you never give up hope.
That's true. I think the Texans are salivating having a shot at going after a second-year quarterback. I think they're salivating at that situation. So I wish you guys luck. Budweiser's 3. Jeff, how does a journalist budget himself and see all those movies? Genuinely curious. I minored in journalism. It is cut throat.
It's called AMC A-list. That's, I mean, definitely half of it. I mean, the other half is like press screenings and links and stuff like that. And the Plex, I use a friend's Plex account to see a lot of stuff that I miss. Yeah, AMC is pretty reasonable for, a lot of bang for the buck there.
Yeah, was it $25 and you get all those movies you can see for free there?
I'd be paying 27 or 28 and I got to pay for Lady and Sneider as well.
Oh, right.
But, still, even if it's like 50, 60 a month, that's like what, 700, 800 a year?
Yeah.
Like that's reasonable for like the thing that I spend my the most time on. That also keeps me informed, and I know who to keep an eye on.
Yeah, agreed. I get the screenings, but I still pay for Regal every month, so because I want to go see it on IMAX or 4DX or any kind of things that they offer there. So it's a joy. All right, I think that's everything. Yeah, that's everything. Thank you, Alexander Wilson, for subscribing. Oh, there's my click. Says Jeff, I honestly think that 2025 did not have even good films, if very few this year. And do you think those films were affected by the strikes, or was 2025 a blip on the radar for down quality films?
Yeah, I think it was a pretty weak year. It's the weakest I've seen in some time.
Kind of top heavy. Feels top heavy this year. The Giant. Jeff, Streets are saying Sadie is Jean Grey. True?
I have no idea. I really don't at this point. I've heard so many different things that I can't tell what is real and what is not. And I think that was the whole point. It was to confuse me. And so, I can't really say definitively. Yeah,
there you go. All right, that's it. Now we got to go. I got to go lay down now. Thank you, everybody, for joining us for this episode of The Hot Mic. We appreciate it madly. We've got some possible merchandise announcement coming up soon. We're working something out with Jeff's brother right now, and so we will have a link. Look for our social medias. Follow us there on social media. We will have a link for some merchandise for you all to possibly purchase and rep for The Hot Mic down the road. Jeff, another fun show. Please let people where they can find you and subscribe to your newsletter.
BeInSnyder.com, guys. Don't be shy. It's $10 a month. I see people dropping 10, 20, however many dollars it is in here all the time. $10 a month, you get the InSnyder. $100, you get it for the year. You're saving. That's 2 free months right there. Sign up now while you can. Got some good stuff in the hopper. Thanks. Have a great weekend.
There you go. Keltrick Perkins, one last one. Keltrick Pickens says, what's going on with the Halloween franchise? Miramax won the bidding war back in 2023 just to seemingly do nothing. Yes.
I haven't heard anything in the world. Keltrick. I have not really heard much on the Halloween franchise. But you're right. I mean, you can't stay dormant for too much longer.
Yeah. Agreed. All right. As for me, you can follow me at The Rocha Says on all social media. Please remember to subscribe to the channel down below. I know not everybody can donate, but subscribing is super important. Leave your comments about everything we talked about. Also, subscribe to the podcast. The Hot Mic is its own podcast. In case you don't want to see our pretty faces, you can listen to our episodes in your ear holes to remember the things we talked about and get some information so you can be cool when you have these arguments with your friends. All right, thanks so much for joining us. Look for a Geek Buddies episode tomorrow, and we'll talk to you next time with another brand new episode of The Hot Mic. Peace.